It seemed the perfect store, curios from around the world. Surely I'd find something for my dear old aunt. I'm looking for a unique gift for my aunt. Do you have anything real unique and different?
Well, we do. We have a lot of unique things. Well, did she collect coins?
Yeah, she's been known to collect a few in her lifetime.
We just happen to have this one in here. This is solid copper. It weighs 6.5 pounds. It's a very rare coin. The collectors really are crazy about it.
Need a real big purse to put that in, wouldn't you? And do you have anything maybe a little smaller?
Here's a little curio here that's interesting. It's a match that's carved into a matchstick chain. You can see the match on the end there.
Wow,
it's all hand carved out of one piece.
Have anything in the way of maybe jewelry, something she could wear?
We have a ring here that is of interest.
Boy, that's a big ring. Where'd this come from?
That came from John Asen, who was an 8-foot 6-inch giant, weighed 503 pounds.
Wow. I think it's a little big.
Think it's big?
No,
it might be a little big.
Yeah.
We've got a rare item here. This is a whale's eardrum, and the silhouette is Richard Nixon.
I don't know. Anything maybe less political.
Well, here's something. This is a shrunken head from the upper Amazon down in Ecuador. They remove the bone, of course, in the skull and shrink that head, and they sew up the eyes and the mouth so they can't see or talk again.
This is all such unique, different stuff. Where did all this come from?
This shop was established in 1899 by my grandfather, who was a great curio collector, and he turned his hobby into his business. He had a grocery store in Denver, and he'd collect curios and artifacts, and anything he thought would be of interest, he'd tack up on the wall in the grocery store. Pretty soon the people couldn't see the groceries for the curios.
The story actually begins during the Civil War era, when Joe Stanley was rewarded with a book of the world's wonders for having the neatest desk in his 3rd grade class. His curiosity was piqued, and he began amassing an incredible assortment of oddities. Around the turn of the century, Daddy Stanley, as he became known to thousands, moved his family and his collection to Seattle, where it grew daily.
It was right at the time when the Alaska gold rush was just over, and there were hundreds of thousands of people coming through Seattle, going to and from Alaska, and these explorers would bring him back all these wonderful curios and these beautiful artifacts, and he assembled a collection that won the gold medal at the Alaska Yukon Pacific Exposition in 1909 in Seattle. That was Seattle's first World's Fair.
Today, Ye Old Curiosity Shop holds many strange surprises for visitors.
The legend goes that the mermaid lived in Puget Sound and made the song or a sound that sounded like dugong, and it would scare the natives as they were coming home at night in their canoes.
It was even said to be able to climb trees and bark like a dog. And speaking of dogs,
the Chinese dog is Fu Dog, called the dog of intelligence. He doesn't look too intelligent, but it's from a dynasty over 800 years ago.
For seafood lovers, just the thought of this geisha crab with a leg span of nearly 6 feet can conjure up fantasies of swimming pools full of cocktail sauce. Now at the other end of the spectrum are these tiny collectibles, the world's smallest ivory horse, a real leprechaun's foot, or the smallest safety pin you've ever seen. Now these things are all pretty unique, but I'm looking for something that'll really make my aunt stand up and take notice.
Maybe she'd like to have the perfect man.
Perfect man, huh?
This is Sylvester, our mummy that was found down in the Gila Bend Desert in Arizona about 1895. He's a perfectly preserved mummy. He was shot in the stomach. You can see a little bullet hole there. And the scientists said that the sand and the heat of the sand, chemicals in the sand that was shifted or blown over him, brought about this condition within 24 hours, which prevented any form of decomposition.
He doesn't talk much, doesn't eat much, doesn't spend the money, does he?
No, he won't criticize her either.
Next. Well, I think I finally did it. I found the perfect gift. She's a rough woman to buy for, but this is it. Hope it fits.